obviously nobody's here yet. I just came on. Look, I'm red and other colors. It's a weird blend of light. Where the... Oh, that happens. I don't know. It's going to be the awful audio channel. No, it's just the camera makes sense of the weird lighting. But I like that. Don't have to use no filters. Filters are for trolls. I don't need no trolls. I don't need no filters. I don't need nothing. Just me, beautiful me. Ooh, I need to do a facial. Let's save that. I need to get some rest. What I need to do. It's dehydrated. Dehydrated. So I can't even talk. Enough of that. I like that. Stare at the sun. It's goth. This will be the time that nobody shows up. Where one person will pop their head up. Realize how useless channel is, and wonder what the hell I'm on, which is I'm high on tired. Not tired so much as a little groggy. I like being groggy. Being groggy is goth. Totally goth. Yes, I like the light. Staring into the lamp directly, though, not so good. It's weird how the light is supposed to be red, but it's not. It's like a retarded sun. Totally retarded sun. Yeah, but I like it. I'm going to give this another 5 minutes. And I'll give up. Happens. I give up once in a while. We all do. Failure can be a punchline. See, I can't even talk. I am groggy. People are going to think I'm high when I'm not. Well, like that. That's goth. Yeah, at least I'm amusing myself. What is that light? It's a lamp. It's a lamp. Nothing to see here. See my foot. People are really keen on that. Ooh. That's a bit much. So regarded that it's like playing with nothing. That's Asperger's for you. Fun with Asperger's. It's a laugh in a minute. Popcorn cost. Yeah, smoking too much. Smoking too much and enjoying it less. Look at my clutter. You can see my clutter. I'm an active man. I'm a sloth-ridden man. I need to lecture myself soundly. What time is it? Well, I'm just looking at the timer, not my watch. My watch is on my other wrist. Fix that there. orientation. That person talking to the phone. Wait. Oh, I'm just playing with this. Don't mind me. Oh, that's goth. I don't like it, but what's this do? Okay. Alright, go away. I'm done with you now. Oh, somebody showed up. Thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. It's been a very lonely, lonely live stream, but I shall prevail. At least one person shows up. I'm good. Generally, people show up. I do have subscribers, believe it or not. It's just a funny time in the morning, and it's a school night. Not that I go to school, but if you're in school, stay in school. And if you're under 18, get the hell out of here. I want nothing to do with you. Because that's a dangerous, slippery slope. Grown-ups, I don't care about stuffing things. I avoid stuffing things. I'm just a boring old man doing boring old things, talking about boring old stuff. That's what I'm about. That's what I like it. That's what I like. I didn't know I'm not going to be on that long because I didn't think I was going to come along. I'll go live. I'm really groggy. You're going to have to excuse me. But I was on my other channel and did about the same thing, but people did show up. So I kind of a lively little conversation, even though my brain is mush right now. Because took some medication and my brain is doing medication things. It's doing what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to calm me down. Apparently, I'm not sleepy yet, but yeah. I don't have a job. I can keep my own hours. It's a blessing and a curse, isn't it? Or not. I don't know. So much I need to be doing that I haven't been doing lately. You can see by my clutter. That needs to get fixed. I guess we're very tidy spells, but this is not a tidy spell. Here. It's me. Or what's left of me. Same light, but it shows up kind of an amber when I look at the lamp itself, and then it's absolutely red. I like it. I don't have to use filters and stuff. It just happens as it happens. Yeah, I'm boring. No, I'm especially boring as hoping for some cues from people. Give me something to talk about. But there's always something to talk about, isn't there? There's always something to think. Been watching a lot of pretty geeky World War II documentaries. Pacific Campaign, doing Guadalcanal for the millionth time. Guadalcanal. Almost feel like I was there. I'm glad I wasn't there. It's a horrid campaign. Not as bad as New Guinea. New Guinea is probably about the worst of the worst of the worst. Just because of the disease. And, yeah. I think there was like 7 tropical diseases you could catch in New Guinea. Yeah. Yeah, Kenna's up somewhere. Kenna. Show up on my channel, Kenna. She always shows up on my channel. Oh, she shows up on my other channel, not this one. She's a slacker. She's supposed to keep track of every single thing I do throughout the day. She generally does because she's nosy. Why she would be nosy about me is beyond my comprehension, I'm afraid. Because again, I'm a boring old man doing boring old things. Talk about the same boring stuff. And apparently I'm very repetitive too. I think I'll have one more cigarette and then call it a night. Yeah. Called probably the shortest stream I've ever done. Let's see if I can do that. Unless somebody riveting shows up. If somebody riveting shows up, I'll be all over it. Riveted right now. Perforated or lost my person. Lost one of them. There's another person here. Wherever we go, thank you. I like a looming presence. Hovering's cool. Hovering's goth. I got a feeling King Cobra hovers over some of my stuff sometimes. Good morning, Otter. How you doing? Nice to see you, man. Look, you're a moderator. You got a wrench. Yeah. Not feeling all that sunshiny, but I'm feeling okay. How you doing, Otter? I had an old friend named Otter. I wonder what happened to him. That guy was a down hobo. I'm telling you, he's really cool. Kind of a hippie, but he's a hippie hobo, so I'll give him a pass. I've known some really cool old-timey hippies way back in the day. And they're interesting. They're more like rednecks than anything else. Hello, Jolene. How are you? And you're official. Yay. Thanks for showing up. It's much appreciated. Checking my sheep and harassing people. I'm good for you. Thanks, Jolene. I appreciate it. Yeah, if you want to, if you're trolling trolls, please do it. People need it. You need to wake them up a little bit. Yeah, I am an old school hobo. I'm retired. Jolene rocks. That's very polite. Jolene's polite. I like that. Yeah. Yeah, people just, they think in cliches, short blocks of thought, and they do need to have their cages rattled. Whether it does good or not, some people will actually benefit from a good shaking. Don't you think? I've had people come around a little bit, but some people just they'll show up here and they'll just make some disgusting, boring, dirty jokes, thinking I'm going to be offended, and I just pretty much tell them no. I'm celibate. That's what I always say. And if it's true, I'm celibate. I don't care about this stuff. Sex is dirty, boring, hippie nonsense. I think I stole that from the Sid and Nancy movie. Absolutely. I go on to Queen Cobra's channel. Oh, she changed her name, and it's just rubbish. People saying the same stupid stuff. Even the trolls they're not trolls. They're just boring jackasses. They're abusive. And, I don't see the point in that. There's no creativity there whatsoever. Now, a good troll is funny. What do I think about her? I tried to be her friend. I did. I don't hate her. She's capable of making good content. She just doesn't. And all she does is gripe and bitch and yell about trolls, and then her mods just block everything that's remotely funny. Yeah, just she's been on my other channel several times, so I'm cordial to her there, but I don't think she's never going to show up on my channel again because I pretty much told people what I thought. That she's just, oh, her mods are terrible. Her mods are the worst. She needs like one or two real mods, and she needs to stop. It's like 4 minutes between comments. Like, it's not even a channel anymore. It's just. I think she's asleep now, but she's still on. So it's just black, and people are still talking away. It's not like when Cobra passes out and you can actually see him on the chair. I've watched that for hours. It's like, somebody's knocking on the door and he's still there, and DoorDash, cops. Cobra's classic. So she's not clean Cobra. She's not anything like Cobra. She got him evicted. Anybody who says any contrary, and Cobra's being pretty gallant about that. He's not throwing under the bus, but you can tell he's done with her. Oh, you gotta love Cobra. The only reason I do any of this stuff at all, I got into it because of Cobra. I just started. I wanted to see what younger people were doing and what a lol cow was, and yeah, pretty weird, pretty kind of disgusting. Cobra, and I saw his documentary, and I saw more of his stuff. I'm like, this guy's great. This guy's a genius. He's behaving pretty much like a gentleman, and I have a lot of respect for him. He's going through a lot of stuff, and he's still going live, and just taking the abuse, and he's just not being a dick about it. So people just condemn Cobra outright. I have to disagree with that. And yeah, he's getting evicted. He's going to end up in Clint's basement. I think that might even be really good for him. Maybe it could give him some structure that he needs a little bit. Yeah, he's not a pervert. He's not not even a criminal. Worst thing he ever did was had sex with an of age woman for a cigarette, which is just hilarious. And he's done some mildly unethical things, but nothing really bad. I mean, I'd hang out with him. I'd hang out with him for hours. He'd be fun if you just kept him. I wish he wouldn't have guests, though. Well, he's going to have to go back into housing because it's subsidized as hell, and he can get back into it. But it's going to take a little while, and I hope Cobra gets some of his deposit back, which is possible, or maybe it's that's subsidized too. You can't tell. But I know he's subsidized. I know he's on Social Security. I know he could get audited, and I know that Clint could go to jail because he's money laundering a son of a bitch. So, and I don't want that to happen to Cobra. But Cobra says, "Well, he does my taxes, so it's all right." That's you. Your dad isn't that bright. You want him to? Oh. Well, Cobra's not allowed to make that much money. Social Security's really picky about it, so it's all going through Clint's account. So Clint's probably making Clint's paying taxes on it, but it's Clint's stuff. Well, maybe he's not even technically illegal. I don't know. It'd be short form anyway. I mean, you know, and I'm sure Clint, you know, takes gets virtual receipts and stuff. I'm sure he does. But no. So I don't know. I don't know. It's not unethical. I think you should be able to make more money than you kind of have to on Social Security, and you know, he kind of earns his money. He's an entertainer. He's very entertaining. He's hilarious. He's given us so many hours of demented joy. Yeah, he earns his money. I think it's funny when he e-begs. I like the mantra. You don't have to give, but it's much appreciated. God, Cobra, if I had any money, I still wouldn't give it to you. He makes a lot more than I do because I'm on Social Security too. And I'm on housing too. I just don't grift. I'm not a kid. I don't monetize. I don't want to monetize. Yeah, you got to go through Cobra and go through the gems. But you look at like his older stuff. You sent him his steaks. You did. Otter. That's fucking cool. I approve of that. That's not grifting. That's giving him something really cool. And he likes them. Just yeah. He gets enough booze, and people overwhelm him with the booze, and they're trying to kill him. I mean, he's gonna drink. Fuck. I used to be hardcore drunk. I'd be in heaven, but I'd wreck myself for a week. Man, it would just I wouldn't eat. I wouldn't leave the house. Or I lived in the woods for a long time and drink up in the woods. I used to get I used to do street poetry and I'd make enough money every day just for the bare minimum of what I needed, which is a bottle, a pint of vodka and a couple of cans of 211, the big ones, big mammers, two or three. But if I had extra money, I'd always talk myself into buying a fifth of vodka and a bunch of beer, and I just destroy myself. And I still had to walk into town every day. Walking up one of those hangovers was not pleasant. But by the time I got into town, I'd be sober enough, sweat it out. Yeah, it's as you get older, as we mature, it's not that much fun anymore. You know, and you have to hang out with really essentially boring people who want to talk about old jobs. I always got that. Tried to get into a lively conversation about, well, anything, art, history, stuff I like to think about. The sweats are horrible. And oh, God. Detoxing. I've detoxed on the natch on my own with no booze and no drugs. I don't want to think about that. And I've ended up in the emergency room. I've nearly died a couple of times behind alcohol. And I never felt sorry for myself for a millisecond. I would laugh in the ambulance at crack jokes. Like, it's nobody else's fault. Thanks for not letting me die. I appreciate that. I mean, I had the priest coming in from extreme unction in case I was going to die. I mean, it was for real. And I was still cracking jokes. Just oh god, I was in the hospital for 5 days on suicide watch, and then I ended up in the bin for about a week and a half after, and it helped. I came out of there. I still drank when I got out, but a lot less. So I was out to kill myself. I was trying to kill myself through alcohol, which is a lot of effort. I mean, and I'm not that way now. That's all. That's absolutely totally behind me. But you know, it's it's what life's made of, and I've lived a rather treacherous life. I'll put it that way. And I think it's all funny now. Other people go, "Oh my God, how did you go through that?" Well, I went through it. I'm not even sure how I went through it. You just go through things. And I always felt like my life was just like pinball. I had no control of it. I have some control of it now. Oh, hedonist and lush. Lushes are great. Man, a couple of my friends were just, lushes. I love lushes and hedonist. Yeah, fine. That's fine. I'm kind of the opposite. I'm kind of a recluse, kind of a hermit. but I can't be really a hermit when I'm doing this. So the Irish form of being a hermit was, yeah, they lived in a little shack and stuff, but people visited and brought them stuff, and they were just really kind of social. The Irish did it the right way. That's how Thoreau did it too. Yeah, I'm gonna live in the woods, but my friends are gonna be here 5 or 6 times a day and bring me stuff. But I'm in the woods, and there's a pond over there. Yeah, I love Thoreau, but yeah. Oh, I've been in the woods many, many, many times. My life would fall apart, and I'd go into the redwoods and set up a camp. My last camp lasted 2 years. I had another one that lasted for three, and then other ones, and I lived on the beach a couple of times, and hitchhiking on the road. So I camped in all kinds of places. So it's probably 9 years of my life. Well, good for you living on a farm. That's how people are supposed to live. You know, I lived in a illegal shack by the beach, and I raised chickens. I was the chicken man, built truss structures and stuff. Yeah. Well, don't let them come home and follow you. Go into town and do your town things. And almost nobody ever knocks on my door. I really like it this way. I do run into friends periodically, but yeah, I live in a cheap hotel, but we're all old men and we respect each other. So it's yeah, we're friends and we're cordial, but we don't visit each other. We run into each other, but we don't visit. Nobody knocks on the door. Come on, can I come in and hang out? With my people, we'd stab you for that. Like, what? You're not coming in my room because it's my room. I've been in relationships and I had to live around people, and I never liked that. Really, I always wanted to find a woman who wanted a separate bedroom, and they'd never go for it. I need to sleep in bed with you. Like, why? So when I keep funny hours, you're going to come and ask me what's wrong? That it destroys me. I want to wake up and watch TV in the middle of the night all by myself, not hurting anything, or heaven, yeah, it just, or you go on the computer in the middle of the night, they assume you're like looking at porn or contacting women or whatever it is that you. Well, I have cheated on women, and I did get caught in the computer once. So I may have to, it has happened. So maybe she was right. Oh, okay. It was my thing for not turning my computer off. Many a person's been busted that way. And don't leave your phone alone. But now I'm absolutely single, so that doesn't happen. I communicate. Well, I hang out with my ex because we're both celibate, so it's cool. Like, oh, it's almost like having a relationship 1 day a week, and that's enough. I'll go home now. You stay in your home. I worked in a metal polishing shop, and I'd be up before dawn every morning. But I made it a point. It was in Portland, Oregon, where the sunsets were really great, and I'd grab my coworkers out to watch the sun come up. They thought I was crazy, but they do it because what's a reason for a cigarette? I thought it was majestic. It's like, man, this is a privilege. I could spend 5 minutes of my morning looking at the sun, and it was neat. So I understand you, Otter. It makes perfect sense to me, but then again, I'm a lunatic, so I don't know. Gauge it any way you want to gauge it, but yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, we're pretty new age, aren't we? Oh, fuck no. I like I like beautiful things. So the sun can be pretty. It looks nice. Makes me feel better about the universe for about a second, then you go back to work and life sucks again. But yeah, you get a break. You go back to the horrible, dangerous, polluting job, and you're still sweating alcohol from the previous night. Oh, I miss those jobs. Whew. I'd sober up for work. Well, I'd have 3 beers before I went into work. Yep. I was a drunk. But I was a drunk with a job. How I kept that job, I'll never know. And yeah, yeah. When I worked, I loved work, worked my ass off. No, I have no desire to do it whatsoever. I feel like I'm getting myself a break. When I had jobs, I could barely afford to live. And now I make enough, thanks to the government, that everything my needs are taken care of very nicely, and I appreciate it. I don't need any more than what I have. I'm retired and a little retarded too, but I guess it's technically retired, but I got Social Security without asking it for it. It just showed up. It did because I wanted to get want to get food stamps and a little GA check. It's like $2, $200 a month. But I did my hours. I paid my freaking dues. And again, every job I've ever had was dangerous and awful and out to kill you. Every job I ever had because I was a writer. How do you support yourself being a writer? Hey, Wander, how you doing? That is absolutely a cool handle. And Wander gets a wrench. Cool people get wrenches. Yeah. Wander's neat. Otter's neat too. You guys should be like friends forever. People are friends on my channel. It's friendship, man. People just going off in little tangents. I like tangents. Tangents are cool. Tangents are proper thought. I think it's a creative form of thought. As you talk, you realize, wow, I actually made a good point. How did I do that? That was really clever. How did I cough that one up? Wow, I wonder about me sometimes. I'm not as stupid as I thought I was. I have theories about stream of consciousness stuff, and yeah, I put far too much time into it. I taught myself spontaneous writing, and that will drive you crazy. Well, that was unexpected. Yeah, it's great. It's damn. That can make your day, even if it's going through a horrible thing, and you can pop off one good line. It saves your sanity. I made a good joke out of that. And gallows humor will set you free through almost any situation. Even if you're going through the worst stuff in the world, I could make a really good joke out of this later. I can't wait to tell this story. Oh, I'm gonna get them rolling. I'm only a little bit Irish, but there's a lot of my Irish sensibility. Just life can be really funny when it's horrible. God, this is really horrible. Damn. I lived through it though. Clearly, because I didn't die. What doesn't kill you makes you crazier. That's my theory. Sticking with it. My theory. I'm an old man. I'm allowed to have all the crackpot opinions I want because I'm old. People just laugh it off. That is liberating. Yeah, it's okay. He doesn't have any value, so just let him talk. I think I will. I don't care. Yeah. Well, I'm going to sign off because I didn't even expect to be here on this long. Wander, Otter. Yeah. Otter, you're cool as hell. You, just so are you, Wander. Thanks for showing up. You made my sleepy time a whole lot better. You are very much appreciated. Really, I'm being sincere and crap too, so go figure. Have a good night.